Rocky and Bullwinkle on NES, based on the cartoon about a moose and a squirrel. Do I have to see everything? So here's the game. It starts up with one of the most god-awful music loops you'll ever hear come out of your NES. No, really, listen to how short this loop is. All I can say is, I'm a moose throwing bombs. Eat this. You don't want to with a moose throwing bombs! Unfortunately, the bombs run out, so all you're left with is this charging attack. But the attack drains your own power meter. You can't hurt anything without hurting yourself. What kind of crap is that? So I wasted all this time trying to kill this guy until I realized you can just hop over him. Yeah, you just go past him. Thanks for wasting my time. Next you come to a room full of stairs. It's a small room which seems to be a dead end. Where do I go? Down here? Nope. Maybe I should try that random stairway that looks like it goes nowhere. Oh, come on! All the other stairways go up till they're off screen. Why does this first stairway happen to be so special that it stops in midair and magically transports you to the next screen? It was a stairway to nothing that somehow happened to be a stairway to something. I hate these mice. I hate them. They're too fast to hit with your bombs. Ugh, come on, it's just a mouse. How does a little tiny mouse beat the out of a big moose? Bullwinkle is so big and awkward. Everywhere you go, you get hit constantly. Even if something touches your antlers, it takes damage. The hit detection box is a big rectangle. Even if you try taking it slow, you can't squeeze through these obstacles. It's like trying to drive a tank through a grocery store aisle. You can switch to Rocky, who is much smaller. This makes things a lot easier, except that Rocky can't walk up steps. If only it was Rocky Balboa, he'd go up the damn steps. Why would that be a special ability? Think of all the video game characters that have special moves. You know, Princess Toadstool can float, Grant can climb walls, Dixie Kong can spin her hair, Bullwinkle can go upstairs. Rocky can fly, which you'll need to do in order to reach over some of these wide gaps, but there's no clear indication of what you can land on and what you can't. I tried putting in a code for a level warp just so I can give you a quick peek ahead, but it makes the game glitch. This is the kind of glitching you would see if you were doing something with Game Genie, but this is just a normal code that comes with the real game. What happened? Look at the graphics here. Looks like King Kong splashed his ass all over the place. And just when you thought the music couldn't get any worse. Oh my god, I didn't even know the NES was capable of producing such an ear-piercing sound! That's awful! Oh, well there you have it. Rocky and Bullwinkle, game, graphic, music, everything. Big clumsy moose, Bullwinkle, oh, Bullwinkle! More like bull. I knew this would have to happen one of these days. I would eventually have to play one of the games based on the Olsen twins, Mary-Kate and Ashley. That's right, I said one of the games. There's several. But yeah, I knew this would have to happen ever since I was playing Toxic Crusaders right here with Lloyd Kaufman.
This is a historic, this is the first use in a video game of a golden shower until the Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen twins video games.
I have not played those. Maybe I'll have to try them now. So here we are. I'll play one of these games, and the one I have here is called Get a Clue on Game Boy Color, based on the direct-to-video series The Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley, which was some sort of musical mystery show.
The New Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley. Get a Clue for Game Boy Color.
Oh, it talks! It's the first time I've ever heard the Olsen twins talk to me through a video game, and they're just telling me what I'm playing. The game just started, and I threw a dog off a balcony. I threw a dog off a balcony! The goal of the game is to solve some kind of crime case, so you have to find pieces of the puzzle. Literally, a puzzle. I thought it'd be some kind of clue, evidence, you know, but it's literally a puzzle. Yeah, I gotta find out what's on that puzzle. I bet it's a flower. No, I bet it's a cat. Yeah, it's a cat. To get anywhere in this game, you have to activate switches to unlock the gate that leads to the puzzle piece. Oh, but wait, only Ashley can activate the switches. Which one's Ashley? Throughout the game, you tag team back and forth between both twins, kind of like the production of Full House when they both played Michelle. At such a young age, they were able to successfully trick us into making it seem like it was the same person. But there are some Full House experts out there who can tell when it's Ashley and when it's Mary-Kate. Well, good. Try figuring it out in this game! You'll move one of the twins over to a switch and then realize, oh, that's Mary-Kate. Gotta select Ashley, because for some reason only she knows how to flick switches and bounce off her sister's head. What does that mean? Mary-Kate has a bouncier head or something? Mary-Kate can jump higher than Ashley though, so that's probably the quickest way to tell the difference between them. Now I'm actually curious, can she really jump higher in real life? That should be put to the test, because the world needs to know. Believe it or not, the dog is a selectable character too. Sometimes you might need to move the dog into position and use him as a boost, or use him as a weapon against your enemies, by throwing him. Imagine if you picked up your dog and then threw it at an attacking animal! A and B is reversed, gotta have that. And the game gives you hints along the way on how to pass the level. Very specific hints. In fact, it tells you exactly what to do. The game provides its own walkthrough. The puzzle-solving gameplay begins simple and then gets more tricky. The difficulty ramps up perfectly without going from too easy to too hard too quickly. Sometimes you have to stack up the characters to reach a certain jump, and some of the switches are timed, so you might have to get Mary-Kate ahead to the gate and then activate the switch with Ashley in a completely different part of the room. You know, honestly, I have to admit, this is my first time playing, and surprisingly, it's not that bad. But who is the target audience? Little girls or puzzle-solving fanatics? Who knows? VIP, starring Pamela Anderson. Her name is very familiar to anyone having been a teenage boy in the 90s. I don't think a single day went by on the school bus without hearing Pamela Anderson, Pamela Anderson, Pamela Anderson. After all, she was in such great movies like Barbed Wire and Naked Souls. She was best known for the TV show Baywatch, and after that there was VIP, which I know nothing about, but let's check out the game. The story begins with a doctor calling a team of bodyguards for help, known as VIP.
VIP, good morning. What can we do for you?
This is Dr. Kindle speaking. It's urgent I call you. For an emergency.
What's happened exactly, Doctor?
There are men with guns crawling all over my estate.
What kind of company is this? And why would you call them? Why don't you just call 911? They don't even look like an emergency response team. They're dressed like they're getting ready for a photo shoot for a magazine cover. It doesn't make any sense. Pamela has never looked so creepy. Obviously, this is the original PlayStation, so the graphics are acceptable for their time, but I can never get over this synthetic human look, trying to look like real life, but appearing as lifeless as ever. Then the game begins as you go to the doctor's estate, still dressed in your skimpy outfits, and beat up all the thugs who are trying to break into his home, or whatever the hell is supposed to be happening. They don't even explain it yet, but they suspect the doctor is playing some kind of trick. Who cares? Let me tell you about the game. I use the term game very loosely because it isn't really much of a game at all. You just copy the on-screen button combinations. If you enter it correctly, Pamela will automatically perform an attack combo. After she's taken out a group of thugs, she will automatically move to the next screen. It's like the game is playing itself. You're just passively watching the action take place in what appears to be a fighting game, but is actually more like a hyped up version of Simon Says. You don't even need the game to play this. Just get out your PlayStation controllers and you can play along with me. Down circle. Up triangle. Right square. You enjoy that? Well, you're playing VIP. And that's all there is to it. It goes on and on and on. Of course, I have to mention, she's hitting people with her purse. Nah, she's a girl. Give her a purse. Then all of a sudden, things change up. You take control of her partner, or I mean, as much control as the game allows. Here you're moving the crosshairs of the gun around. That's right, she's using a gun. Then why does the Pamela character use a purse? On the cover, she has a gun, but the manual says she hates guns. Go figure that out. What can be said about the gun portion of the game? Not much. Have you ever played an arcade shooter style like this? It's the same thing. Just move the crosshairs to the target, shoot, repeat, reload every now and then, repeat, repeat. What is she wearing anyway? If she's going out to battle and this kind of thing is her normal job, shouldn't she be wearing some kind of body armor? Instead, she's wearing as little as she can possibly get away with. This is a scumbag's idea of a game. Let's get some slutty girls and give them guns. Every now and then you find diamonds for points, and they always seem to fly up her ass. You can cash the points in to watch more cutscenes, even if it's the same cutscenes you've already seen, without points. Or you can see these still shots. What the hell is the point of this? Anyway, I have to comment on the high energy music that seems like it's trying to get you all hyped up for nothing. It sounds sort of like a Sega Genesis synth guitar that's being choked. Like somebody's trying to rock out through a walkie-talkie that's been shoved up a hippopotamus's butt right before it muck spreads. But still, you gotta give it credit. It's trying its best, just blasting out through the farts of the hippos, cranking out that high-octane, pulse-pounding, hard-rocking music. And in the end, all I'm doing is just pressing buttons. Down right square. Left square X. Right square X. Lethal Weapon was one of the prime examples of 80s action movies, with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover at their best, playing two undercover cops with polar opposite personalities. It's the buddy cop cliché, but one of the greatest of the genre. Well, somehow it managed to escape an by LJN. The game was made by Ocean, so can we just take a moment here and be thankful? It's not LJN? So that means it's going to be good, right? Okay, let's give it a try. Well, it's average as a sidewalk on a summer day. It's nothing to look at. This is it. You want to review the game? Here you go. You just walk around and take out bad guys by kicking and shooting. That's it. Nothing terrible, nothing great, just a middle-of-the-road, everyday, button-mashing marathon. Considering the Super NES was out by this time, makes it as worthwhile as yesterday's baby diapers. The graphics are okay by NES standards, but the backgrounds don't make any sense. I thought we were in the jungle, now we're in the desert in Egypt? That is a pyramid, is it not? Oh wait, I guess there's supposed to be mountains. Yeah, one of the mountains just happens to be in a perfect pyramid shape, that's all. The really strange thing is how the two different environments have such a distinct line of separation, as if we just switched from one plane of existence to the next. There's no logic anyway. You know, logic is for kicking people takes the same amount of damage as shooting them. That's right, your foot is as strong as a bullet. After all, you take out helicopters by jumping and kicking them out of the air. Who does that? That's not believable, unless you're a giant turtle trained in the art of ninjutsu named after a Renaissance painter. I also like that you can pick up grenades after they've already been thrown. That's right, an active grenade that's ready to blow. Just pick it up and you'll be fine. You're playing as the Mel Gibson character, Riggs, and I have to say, in the spirit of Lethal Weapon 3, I'm disappointed that the power-ups aren't dog biscuits. But what about the Danny Glover character, Murtaugh? How do you play as him? I've tried the obvious select, but that pauses the game. Start switches your weapon, B attacks, A jumps. So we're out of buttons here. What do we do? There has to be a way to play Murtaugh. It wouldn't be Lethal Weapon without both of them. So what do you do? No! That didn't happen! Oh my god. To switch characters, you walk off screen. That's different. You know what? I've seen it all. I've seen it all at this point. So, does that mean the other character is always there, following along, but staying far enough behind so that he can hide in the unseen negative space outside the boundaries of your TV screen? What is he doing out there? Just hanging out, watching you get your kicked? Both characters seem to operate the same, pretty much, so there's no difference other than the color of your skin. Well, that's deep. Almost sounds like the game's trying to make a moral statement. No, the game sucks. Let me give you some advice. Never play a movie-based game. You know why? Okay. They with the movie games, okay? They you. They know you're gonna buy the game, and by the time you play the game and realize you got it's too late. They don't care, and after they get done you, they you some more. Who got the ones who bought the game? The ones who rented it were the lucky ones. They you with the graphics, you with the music, you with the gameplay, they walk off screen to select the characters. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. That'd be like if I just walked off screen right now and somebody else came in. I'm getting too old for this.